Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by and watching these videos. Part of growing up from a child to a teenager and gradually growing up to adult is to ask different questions about life and to get knowledge of certain things so you can get it right. Why is it a challenge? You're allowed to ask questions on certain things, but when you ask questions about different things, then it starts a war. It starts people rejecting you, turning their backs on you, because you're asking a question. You just want an honest question to be answered. And that's the only way we all can learn. In Jehovah's Witnesses religion, you can ask 50% of questions within the religion. But when you take the other 50%, ask about different doctrines and certain things that they have taught in the past, it's forbidden. It's a curse. And it's a road that you will become apostate. And it's using a word which is meant for good to evil. The Jehovah's Witnesses won't look at the word apostate to see. It's just a different road of people trying to, honest-hearted people wanted certain questions to be answered by elders, watchtower. So I'm going to play a clip here and let's dig into it. Those questions, Watchtower don't mind you ask. Those are easy answers for Watchtower. Elders and Jehovah's Witnesses can answer some of these questions for you.
People go to great lengths to find answers.
Yes, some of it's in the Bible, some of it on the internet, but for Jehovah's Witnesses, it better, absolutely better be jw.org.
Today, there is more information available than ever before.
And yes, the knowledge of the World Wide Web is where you can find the answers about Jehovah's Witnesses, pedophilia, and all kinds of stuff. People This is not a joking game. All of us have answers because when you see something wrong, just like going down the road, you have a flat tire. If you have no knowledge how to change a flat tire, you're not going to go nowhere. Because if you keep driving on that flat tire, you're going to destroy your tire. And whose fault that is? You could Google just about anything to see how you can change a flat tire if you've never done it before. I'm just using that as an example. Because sometimes some people don't want to change a tire because they don't have the strength to take the lug nuts off. Some of them are too lazy to do it. But some people just afraid. But we shouldn't be afraid of asking someone to help you change your tire. You shouldn't be afraid of learning how to change a tire. But when you belong to a religion and seeing things that doesn't make no sense, and then you want to find answers but no one's answering your questions, they're dodging your questions. Why is that, Watchtower? Why is you letting elders dodging people's questions about 1914, 607, 1918, 1975? Because you put way too much information out on those dates that people are considering there's got to be something wrong. Too much time has passed. Too much time. People wasting their time in this religion. Let's continue.
But the big questions about life, suffering, and death, still remain. Where can we find answers?
Some of those answers you can go on jw.org to get some of your questions answered. Have you ever heard the term smoke and mirrors? Illusion? Magic? This is what jw.org is. It's a place that you can go there, look at family problems. Teenagers can go in there, look for questions that most teenagers would ask and to get answers. Now, I'm not going to say their answers is not bad, but where's the hidden motive for jw.org? The motive is to make you believe they have all the answers. All. So you could keep coming to jw.org to ask more questions and you can find more answers. But you're not going to find certain answers if you stumble across history, true history of the Jews. You find out their first temple was destroyed in 587, 586. And the only thing happened in 1914 was just World War I. People, why do you think we are on these videos? Just wasting our time, our energy, just to make up lies, to deceive, to con people? We was being conned, lied to by the Watchtower. And yes, we are doing the same thing back to them. The reason why, so you can wake up. You can do research and get out, or not to join this religion. Let's continue. The best part's is coming up.
What if the answers have been there all along in the Bible? A lot of people say
Answers in the Bible. That's where I found lots and lots of answers that was able to destroy the false teaching of this religion. I have learned so much from the Bible that the governing body themselves, 7 men that were supposed to be spiritually guided by Christ, they don't even have a fraction of knowledge between themselves. Most of us, 7 of them comes together. People, true knowledge, the way you're supposed to live your life, you can find it in the Bible. But I'm telling you, if you don't smoke and mirrors, to answer your questions, then you need to stay off of jw.org. Because you will lose.
the Bible is full of myths and legends, but it's outdated. Or it's just too hard to understand.
Okay. This is a double standard. They're saying some people saying the Bible is too hard to understand. Is it? If you can sit there and read books on love stories, which I've got a friend of mine loves to buy those books all the time, and you understand everything in those, and in the Bible, it's 66 books, and you can sit there and just read it. Have an open heart to read it. And it's easy to understand. But the problem is, we are told you cannot understand the Bible by yourself without Watchtower's influence and their publications. Now you probably wonder, why is that? Because Charles T. Russell made a comment which the Bible students and Jehovah's Witnesses today use. Without his bound volumes, or in this case, let's go ahead and just say Watchtower's literatures, you would not gain accurate knowledge of the Bible. Now, people, could you take a mechanic book or a computer book or any book that got you to do with chemistry and stuff like that, can you use that information to learn the Bible? You might find bits and pieces and might find something in there could, you know, put pieces together. But it's not, those books is not designed to help you to learn the Bible. But Watchtowers think their publications, they do. The only thing I never could figure out, they had books about Daniel and different other books. I could never figure out why we had to read from books published by the Watchtower, and all we had to do is use the Bible. I never could figure that one out. Of course, that'll mess up their answering questions. But Watchtower has been taking parts of the Bible and add things to it, or take things out of it that's in the Bible to destroy this religion of theirs, so they don't want you to know what certain things about history or anything brings you to the truth about this religion. So they make you believe that you cannot understand the Bible without the literature. That's a brainwashing technique. And I guess that's the reason why I feared the Bible in the past, because going through their books, like the Book of Revelation, I couldn't comprehend nothing about the true Book of Revelation. Nothing. Even parts of the Bible I was able to understand. But I had to let go of Watchtower's teaching to understand the true meaning behind certain parts of the Bible. Now, you're not going to have the answers, all the answers. Even I don't have all the answers. But I tell you one thing, I have learned so much that I cannot return and will not return to Jehovah's Witnesses religion. Let's continue. Yes. Is the Bible the problem? No. But Watchtower wants you to think there's a problem. As long as you read their publications, go on their jw.org, it's keeping you away from the Bible and going to more of their books, literature. Everything's combined. It's going into all their publications. See, more you in these publications, less knowledge you gain of learning the Bible. Now let's try that again. More you put into their literature, less knowledge you have on the Bible, because you rely on the literature to simplify the Bible so you can use the Bible correctly. And they twist it like you're able to use the Bible but don't use other literature, anything to help you to learn the Bible, but they're doing the same thing themselves. What a hypocrites.
People think the Bible says that God controls the world. But how can that be?
That part is true in Jehovah's Witnesses' religion. Because their God, Jehovah, is actually the same God that is controlling the world. Satan the devil. Now, they're going to try to tell you here very shortly that Satan is the one controlling the world. But Satan also is controlling Jehovah's Witnesses and any other religion out there that's using this false name. Just like someone said, how do you know about the knowledge of your God if you don't find where the origin, true origin, and when your God was made? Now, by doing real research, you would find out Jehovah was made by a human. Jehovah was made by a religion. And he was made by the Catholics. You wouldn't know that if you don't do research. And you think Moses knew Jehovah? No. Did Jesus go around telling people his father's name was Jehovah? No. Is the name Jehovah closest to the real name? No. Because your governing body said it on their JW broadcast, plain and simple. The name of Jehovah is nowhere near the original name of God. Is that so hard to believe? But your ignorance is blinding you to hear the truth.
This world is out of control. It's full of pain and suffering, sickness and death, poverty and disaster. How could a loving God be responsible for all of this? What the Bible says may surprise
Yes. And religion. And in Jehovah's Witnesses. See, they fear Satan the most, but they also fear their God Jehovah. And when you see how this religion really is, how they hide pedophiles, they got problems with marriage, they have problems of they have fornication, adultery, all these things. Isn't that a positive in God's eyes? Or is it a minus plus in Satan's eyes? Everything they do in those kingdom halls is all evil. So that means their God is evil. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing fornication, adulteries, and all these things, what the world does. They copied the world. So that makes their God they serve exactly Satan the devil. Who influenced the world? Satan. How strong their God is? With all the corruptness and in the watchtower? Their God Jehovah. Still Satan. And you wonder why I got out of this sick religion.
Someone who's pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Pulling the strings. And that's a good one. We know that's the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses. They're the ones pulling the strings of all these witnesses, working their fingers to the bone to keep this religion above the water to make it float. If it weren't for them, this religion would fall straight down and sink. No cash flow, no nothing. And the witnesses can't see that they're the ones that are keeping this religion alive.
That's why, no matter how hard we try, humans just cannot solve the world's problems. The good news is, the Bible says things will not always be like this. It tells us why we're in the situation, how God will fix it, and how we can deal with it in the meantime. The Bible is providing answers to life's big questions for millions of people around the world. Would you like to be one of them? Jehovah's Witnesses would be happy to study the Bible with you. Fill in the online request for a Bible study, and a witness in your area will call to discuss the Bible at a time and place convenient for you.
Time and place, a free Bible study. There's no such a thing, a Bible study. It's called book study. You're studying from books, literatures, publications. That's not a Bible study. And we use the Bible by itself to go through the Bible, to ask any questions in the Bible. That's the Bible study. Challenge that to a Jehovah's Witness. They need to change the name to call it Watchtower's Book Study, because it's not a Bible study when you honestly want to learn the Bible. Well, that's all for now. You can hear all the frogs in the background. Even they can gossip about Jehovah's Witnesses if they choose to. See y'all later. Bye-bye.